we can talk about Odyssey, and you can perhaps point out what makes this map so good for Zerg, man.
You know, I don't even have a concrete answer to that because, I mean, when you look at it, it just looks a lot like Daybreak, and Daybreak is a very, very balanced map. But if I had to break it down, I would probably say it's easier for Zerg to take a third than it is for other races, and it's pretty difficult to attack anywhere because there's chokes that you've got to deal with. So Zerg can sit back and play passively, drone up really hard, and usually be okay.
Do you also feel that Odyssey is one of those maps that the players perhaps don't practice that much, but nobody also really hates it, so it's not really worth vetoing, but you'll be like, I just hope that my opponent don't pick it. Do you feel that that's the case often?
It might be. I mean, it's a map that's been around a little bit. I mean, we saw it some in some of the weekly cups that we casted at the ESL, the Go for SC2s and things like that, and it's been around in the North American Star Team League that happened prior to Season 3 starting, so we got a very fast gas here for Rain, probably just for Hellions.
Yeah, I watched a lot of Rain stream in the past, just because I was really interested in him, and moving to North America, and I wanted to know a little bit more about his playstyle. And back then he was always having a lot of fun with Hellions on his stream. Like people were really cheering him on to do that as well, but often he was just trying to win games with almost Hellion only, just make a ridiculous amount of Hellions, and then he said like, oh, I'm Hellion King, something like that. But I don't think we're going to see anything ridiculous like that. Of course, we're going to keep a close eye on this build order, but I'm not expecting more than 4 Hellions.
Whoa!
Reaper expand?
Rain wins! There's no way to come back from this.
If there's one way to defeat Zerg on Odyssey,
it's to go Reaper expand. I like this. I was thinking the timing of that gas was going to accommodate Reapers, and I didn't say it, but I should have, because that would have made me sound smart. Cool. I love Reaper openings. It's no secret. The Reaper gives you a good scout, and you can almost always do that bonus damage, Kev. I love to talk about the bonus damage where you're pretty much guaranteed to get at least 1 drone. Sometimes you can get 2 or 3.
Depends a lot though. Odyssey is pretty small, but still takes quite a while before the Reaper is actually able to travel across the map. We do see this bunker going up in the natural of Sen. Let's see how Sen is going to react to that. He's going to pull 4 drones straight away, and that should be more than enough to prevent this bunker from ever going up.
Yep, Reaper is just now finishing it. SCV trying to be microed a little bit. You know, if he had built that bunker,
he's trying to get the magic spot
in a different spot, he could have,
like here, so that he can mine it from here.
Yeah, if he had put the bunker further to the right, I think he could have trapped the SCV back in there. He'll come back with that SCV when the Reaper shows up at the Zerg. Oh no, never mind.
What is this build, by the way? Do you think we're going to see Speed Reapers? Do you think that's possible?
It's not impossible. It could also be Reaper Hellion, which is, well, has his barracks moved? Yeah, his barracks
now we're getting a reactor.
Yeah, now we see what's happening.
I was a bit confused because we just saw the tech lab and I was like, huh? Now the commentator is going up as well in the production tab, guys. But I want to keep a close eye on this Reaper, see how many kills he's really able to pick off. He is getting that great scout off, Ben, as you mentioned.
Yeah, just sees everything, and Rain doesn't have to scan, and he's microing well, hasn't taken any damage. He's killed 2 Zerglings, and he's seen all of it. He's seen that that Sin has stopped mining gas after 100, so he knows that it's just going to be Speedlings. I would not be at all surprised to see him build a very fast 3rd command center, and we can see he's already saved up a pretty fair amount of cash, as if he wants to do something like that.
We'll see. He might just throw down a couple of additional Rexes as well. But yeah, he's up to 400 right now, so what is it going to be, Rain? He's been mining gas still, though, so that would not really line up. But we'll see. And it's so important. Like, often people wonder, like, okay, you get a Reaper, and he killed 2 Zerglings, and you get a scout off. Okay, but what does it really matter? Okay, you see what you're supposed to see, like Stan is nothing doing out of the ordinary, but it's exactly what you want to see, and every small thing matters. As you pointed out straight away, a good player will always instantly check the extractor. Okay, is he just faking it, or is he really stopped mining? Did he really never wanted to mine more than 100? How many drones are there? How many links did I force him to make? If you play on the absolute highest level, all those minor things, they add up, and they actually make certain timings possible and impossible. So in that way, opening Reaper is always good, man.
That's what I always say, man. It's the best build in the world. A couple of Speedlings are going to make their way across the map, but there's a bunker there, and the Hellions have been waiting pretty patiently. So
pretty quick 3rd base by Sen.
Wow, that is a super quick 3rd base by Sen.
6 minutes 40 seconds, and if we take a look at what's going on in the main base of Rain, Steam is almost halfway down. The reactors has been working quite a bit on his factory. Already have 4 Hellions, going to be 6 Hellions soon. I think Sen is going to have a pretty tough time keeping that base alive if when Rain decides to push. Yeah,
he is adding more barracks versus getting anything like you know, that additional command center that we also discussed, which pushes, you know, which hints at a timing, you know, 9-10 minute timing with Marines, and yep, he's going to have medevacs too.
He's going to spot all these Hellions right now as well, so he knows there are 6 Hellions on the map.
Yeah, and so what is Sin going to do? Right now he's making just a few Zerglings. He's got 8 in production. Spinecrawler's not quite ready. Whoa, there's not a Spinecrawler. That's not a Roach Warren building there at the front. Rain hasn't taken the time to check and see if there's a third base down there. He probably wouldn't be expecting anything like that. These is a lot of Hellions, though. And Speedlings are okay against Hellions on creep, but when there's this many, it becomes really hard to engage.
I like that Sen is waiting for more, because he could have already gone with 18 links, but that's just not enough. Scan goes down right now. Sen does not want to lose all his Brute Tumors.
And also, Rain saw that third base down there, so if he was considering making a push in 2 or 3 more minutes, he's definitely going to do it now. Oh, man.
He wants drones.
He's trying to set up a bit of a sandwich, but he's having a hard time getting it done as Rain is microing these Hellions exceptionally well. He's only lost a couple, and he's killing so many Zerglings.
He lost 3 Hellions, 4 Hellions right now, so only 2 Hellions remaining. But these 2 Hellions still getting a lot of kills. Look how low HP all these drones are. All these Zerglings, of course. Wow. Oh. He's actually going to clean it up. That's insane. Really nice micro by Rain.
Sin does pull back.
Look at this. 37 workers, or 37 units killed.
Yeah, Rain didn't kill any drones or anything like that, but just by forcing that many Zerglings, he's kept the economies fairly close. 42 SCVs to 51 drones. With 2 mules, that's basically even.
Andre always says 9 workers for 2 mules. Or 2 orbital commands, 9 workers. And he's Terran, man. I have faith in what Andre says.
He's a smart Terran too. He's always got smart things to say. Strelick was praising him earlier on Twitter today, in fact. Saying that it was some of the best analytical casting he'd ever heard.
He thought it was you.
I was ready to take the credit, man, but you guys had to jump in and rob it from me.
The third base is going up for Rain now as well. We see this command center being more than halfway done. Keeping a close eye on the income tab once more. After all, I mean, despite losing a lot of Zerglings, that was still quite okay for Sen, because he's 62 drones right now, and that's a high amount of drones for this phase of the game. But of course, he's going to have to worry a lot about this push. But if he survives, he has a Bailing Nest. He's going to be up to 50 links. So if he gets quite a few Bailings, oh Sen, what are you going to do?
I don't know why he's only making 3 Bailings. He's going to want a few more than that. Here we go. Hellions and Marines making their way down into that third base. It's 89 supply to 104.
If he's just going to stim in. Sen is a supply block right now as well. After losing that supply block, he has a lot of Zerglings.
He might have enough with just Lings. Oh, Bailings. Trying to get in that fight and end up blowing up on a small group of Marines. Here we go. There's the big surround. And it's a little bit hard to see which way this fight's going to go, but Rain does lift up and get out of there. So Sin's going to be very happy with that exchange, as again his economy's untouched and he's cleaned up a lot of Rain's army.
He did lose 2 queens. Now I'm not sure how much is raw. Look at the production there. 15 more drones on the way. Sen is going a heavy macro mode.
Yeah, losing those queens, I mean, obviously it's a bummer, but he's still got 2 queens out, and his injects have not been perfect. He's got a little bit of extra energy, so he can dump that into these hatcheries if he wants to, and he's not going to have any issues with larvae right now.
For second Sen thought about making a quick counter over there. We see him getting the infestation pit as well, +2, and +2 armor is on the way for those Zerglings, so they're going to be able to do a lot better against these Marines. And his 4th base already going up in the south side of this map. Sen is playing ballsy
This
today.
is ridiculous. You never see Zerg players do this against Terran.
No, it's like how he's playing against Protoss.
Yeah.
It's like he's just not afraid of whatever is coming.
Mass drone and deal with it. Might have been a tougher hold if Rain had gotten Blue Flame, but with just the regular Hellions and those Stim Marines, he was able to hold it with just pure Speedling. Where's his lair? Okay, it's in the natural. Infestation Pit is also down. Pathogen Glands hasn't started yet.
I guess it's just done. But yeah, he should... there we go. Sen starting it straight away. He's going to pick up that Hellion. He's going to pick up a few of these Marines. And once more, he does spot this little pushing coming.
Well, Sin's playing really well here on Odyssey. And I guess we're seeing one of the reasons why it's a pretty good Zerg map. You can see these pushes coming from a mile away, and you can prepare for them.
A lot of Marines are trapped, and a couple of those Marines are definitely going to fall, but beautiful positioning by Rain, forcing Sen to at least back off. But still, he lost a few Marines, and Sen barely lost anything.
There on the Zelnaga tower. He's doomed to a short life, I'm afraid.
Have you seen Black Hawk Down? It's like this guy's like, just wait here, we're going to pick you up later.
He's like the sniper man.
Yeah, he's like, just wait here, we're going to pick you up later. And they never came. The convoy, man. There goes the convoy.
Oh.
Poor Billy.
Bad day to be Billy. It's always a bad day to be Billy. Billy never lives happily ever after.
A 22 harvester lead right now for Sen. That's insane. We do see a medevac over here on the right top side of the map, but beautiful overload positioning by Sen should allow him to be more than prepared. Yep, and he's already heading over there. He's only going to send like 6 Zerglings. That might not be enough, as 8 Stim Marines should be able to cut through that with no issues. But it's a little bit sloppy by Sen. He saw this coming in, and it shouldn't even happen. He's gonna end up losing one queen straight away. And he's gonna lose quite a few zerglings over here as well. Meanwhile, during all this, Rain is already pushing on the left side of the map. He's gonna stim in. He's gonna try to achieve something over here. Might force a cancel on this spine crawler. He's really into picking up queens today.
Yeah, yes he is, but I don't know that it even matters. Sin is still almost 60 supply ahead. He's the drop's unloading again back in the main base, Kev. This time there's nothing there to defend it. A couple of infestors pop out. And one fungal's gonna go down. That's not going to achieve anything.
But all those zerglings go, man.
Retreat!
Why does always one marine get left behind? It's so sad. These Terran players have no heart, man.
Man, they really don't.
If I make a Zealot drop, I either win the game or I pick them all up. You know, I saw White Draw once, and one of the coolest moments I've ever seen. I'm going to talk later about that, since Rain is marching out with a pretty big army, but nowhere near as big as Sen's army. Sen is up 40 army supply. Oh well, 32.
Wow, 161 Zerglings, 11 Infestors on the map, and even 2 Banelings in the mix. And choosing not to fight there.
Oh, it takes a lot of free shots over there. Now he's going with his Infestors being there as well. Where are those fungal growths? Infested Terrans being spawned.
Rain leaving a lot of Marines behind, and he's going to pay the price for it as Sin just crashes right through everything. Rain's supply plummets all the way down to 98. Sin still up at 176. He's got 50 Zerglings in the production tab, and he's going to head over to the third base of Rain. And Rain does not have anything to defend with. He's got 2 tanks and 18 Marines.
No, he doesn't even have a planetary over here. It's triple orbital.
And so Sin's on the move, man. 140 Zerglings, 8 Infestors.
Wow, what a difference between game 1. Game 1 where Sen died incredibly quick against double Rex, which was 12, 13 Rex, I believe, and then 3 bunker pressure on Shakura's plateau.
Rain was even unsieged there, but Sin did not choose that moment to strike.
And Sen is playing so, as I said before, so ballsy. So I almost want to say risky, but I can also just say confident. Normally I don't really see him play that confident whenever he's up against a Korean player. I always feel there's more fear in this game than there is when he plays against Forkness. But today, like, how quick did he expand all over the map? And he just kept doing it.
Yeah, he had 4 bases by 12 minutes, which is blazing fast. I'm usually I'm usually trying to deal with the Terran's first push at 12 minutes. I'm like, why can't I stop this? But
one base battle cruiser push.
Sin never had the first problem. He's even taken a 5th base already. He's taken the entire bottom half of Daybreak.
Yeah, I'm a bit sad that he didn't try to punish this. Of course, he doesn't know what we know, but it was a very exposed base. He has an Overlord hanging in there, so he knows that.
Now, if he continues to sit back for too long, he could work himself into a corner as Rain's back up to 160 supply. He's got lots of tank Marine.
Army supplies, they're actually even right now.
Wow. That's kind of crazy.
Because Sen is up 28, or actually 32 workers.
Wow, 95 workers to 63. That's crazy.
Yeah, so as you said, the longer that Sen waits, the more risky it gets, because it's going to be really hard for him to really win the fight. Perhaps he's just waiting for True 3 and that so important adrenaline
yeah, he's also got his Greater Spire coming, so if he can't win the next fight, he can definitely do enough damage to stall for Broodlords.
Oh, Rain is going to siege in time.
It's a single shot off on a couple creep tumors. But
Sen has so much money as well. I'm not sure how much larva he has. Does he group? Oh, wow.
40.
Yeah.
40 larva.
Yeah, you can group that in units. And here we go, man. Sen is going for it.
Yes, he is. He's going to come crashing down from, well, one side. Infestors controlled very poorly. A lot of Infestors died up at the top of the map there. And this fight doesn't go so well for Sin. His supply dropping off pretty quickly. He's going to remax on Corruptors, though, so that he can get those Broodlords out.
Kind of like how he wants to trade against Todd and Ohana. But then he lost way too much. Now he just, I would say, lost pretty much enough. Now he's maxed out once more, though, so he has to be careful unless he suddenly makes a lot of spine crawlers. He has 4,400 minerals. Sen could make so many Broodlords. If only he would be able to free up some supply.
Rain's got a big double drop moving across the top half of the map while he pushes on this 4th. Sin's not going to mind losing this 4th base, but he's got to get some Broodlords out. His Greater Spire finishing up in about 5 seconds, so those Broodlords will start to morph. More Zerglings and Infestors coming in.
Not sure if Sen is aware of that drop, by the way, but let's first focus at this big fight over here. Sen just needs to stall some time. Yeah, well, he has a couple of units there, but he's not using an Infestor.
Oh, Fungal goes down, but it's a little bit too late, and this drop is going to stick around. Lucky for Sin, the Greater Spire is in his natural, so it's at no risk of taking any big damage. This push from Rain is getting serious, man. The Broodlords are starting to morph.
Sen still has 5,000 minerals, 2,000 gas, though. First Broodlords are starting to morph right now. Does take care of that medevac and those Marines.
There's some good Fungals now. But Rain, you know, he's still reinforcing this push. He's rallying right to it. He's got another big double drop moving out at the same time. I just don't know what he's going to be able to do when the Broodlords are revealed, though. He's got Okay, now the Viking production has started. He's adding extra starports.
And
He's also going Thor,
Yeah.
which is something a lot of Terrans have been starting to do. Sin's third hatch, or no, this is his fourth. Wow. He's expanded so much.
And now we go. I don't think he has to worry too much about this though. Broodlords start rolling in. We have a couple of sieging there. Very few Marines. Not sure what he wants to do over here. Rain is a little bit risky. He might pick off one Broodlord. Yes.
Yeah, Sin's going to probably clean this army up easily, but he's got this, again, this big drop coming into his main. There's a single Infestor right there, and Rain's not paying attention. He could kill that Infestor so easily. Sin isn't doing anything. He's just going to kill it with his Zerglings. Back at the push, the Broodlords have turned Rain around, and now Sin, once again, maxed out, taking back that momentum.
Well, that wasn't easy, and a very weird position to drop, by the way, from Rain. Did you get that? Like in the middle of those two hatcheries?
Yeah, he just shift-clicked it, and he just, you know, it was very poorly handled.
Corruptor's going to try to intercept these two Medevacs. Would help with Fungal. No.
Billy!
Corruptors are also really good against Thor. It's like this really nice comfy face, like, okay, Zerg didn't play Muda, but now I will still have anti-air to deal with Medevacs, rather than using 3 Fungals.
Yeah. They're nice to have. There was actually a period in the ZVT metagame where Zerg players were just going Zergling Infestor, Corruptor Ultra, and not even bothering with the Broods, or waiting to make the Brood switch much later, versus going straight to Broods.
Army-wise, or army supply, it's still so incredibly close, but of course, Sen has the ability to remax on pretty much everything or anything he wants, and Rain has to be really, really careful with his units.
Little Zergling run by up here at the third base is going to easily be cleaned up. Rain well positioned and with a bunker in a good spot. Doesn't have to worry too much about that, but the Broodlord count is getting obscene. 8 Broods are already out. There are 3 more building, and the Infestor count also climbing very quickly. Lots of energy on the existing Infestors and more coming.
Yeah, let's take a double look. If we have Neuro Parasite, I don't think we do. Nope, we don't, and I think that's something that Sen could definitely afford, and I still think that it's an upgrade that's often overlooked. I think it's really good. It can always be really good.
I agree. I think that it's a very good and often overlooked upgrade. Viking count starting to climb up for Rain, but it's only at 7 right now, and if those Vikings get fungal just once, oh, now they can't really. Well, with the Thors here, look at all the splash damage the Thors are doing to the Corruptors. Man, but the Broodlords just melt everything.
It's way too many Broodlords right now, and there are quite a few Marauders, I believe, as well. We still have 8 Marauders, which are, of course, kind of useless. I mean, he could potentially snipe Infestors, but that only happens in a perfect world.
No, he did snipe this base up at the top of the map with that small drop. But that's only a small victory, as Sin's also taking that old 5th on the far left side of the bottom half of the map. So Rain still being very active with these Medevacs and doing what he can. Ooh, even sectioning off a small Bioforce while the army's out of position to pick off this base in the bottom left. Can the Lings? Yeah, of course the Lings can do it. That's a weird place to run to, man. Run to the minerals. He just runs back into the open.
Not a lot of things that 3/3 Lings can deal with. Marine Marauder is fortunately one of them.
Especially when they have adrenal upgrades, Gav.
Yes, it's the also important upgrade. Scan is going down for Rain, but he sees something he would rather not see. Still a ton of Broodlords, a lot of Infestors, 11 to be precise, and a lot of them have 200 energy as well. I must say, Sen is playing this super passive this time. Oh, all those tanks are siege and killing quite a few of their own Marines.
Yeah, they probably want to unsiege and back up Rain. This is not a position that you're going to be able to hold, man. You should relinquish, you should retreat, but he's just going to stand here and fight, and it's not going to work. More Vikings going to come in, but still not enough. It's 6 Vikings against 17 Corruptors. Rain knows that he's beaten Taps out. GG Odyssey. Still proving to be very good for Zerg players.
Yeah, man. As you said, pretty smart by Sen to pick the Odyssey, but he played so well. I mean, we said pretty much everything in-game already, but I really think that, yeah, he did pretty much everything well. He played so much better than Game 1, of course, which, then again, wasn't very hard.
Yeah. Sin must have watched the balance sheet last week.
And he's like,
Odyssey, good map.
MrBitter has a good point.
All right, guys, that game was brought to you by Azo monitors, some of the best monitors for performance gaming. Check them out at azo.com. You can also get some nice, sweet discounts on Azo monitors at NASL.tv. We're going to play a short commercial break, and then we'll be back with the deciding game in this best-of-3 series. Don't go anywhere.